mean, come on, man. We made you. We made you wait 3 years for Michigan State to like turn the corner and be great, and then you couldn't even get one. Not even one. 2 games in. You had the Tennessee loss too. Like this team is just consistently stinky right now, and we have to come on here and like pretend things are fine. That's so tough for you, man. Michigan State. Let's just get to it. I'll read you the Tom Izzo quote. This is one that was pulled out from his presser tonight. He says, I don't have very good leadership right now. Says players in the locker room were hurt, disappointed, I guess embarrassed. That's the Tom Izzo quote tonight. Michigan State loses to James Madison. I do want to note this on the front end because I don't think everybody pays attention to this as much as they should. James Madison is not a cupcake opponent. Michigan State should have beaten them. They were 16-point favorites. They probably should have won this game comfortably, in my opinion. James Madison is a good team that has a really real chance at making an NCAA tournament. And then when they get there, has a really good chance of being a team that can steal a game or two in the NCAA tournament. I loved what I saw from James Madison tonight. I thought they had a perfect game plan, extremely well coached. I don't think they shot the ball well at all. I mean, that's the thing. You didn't get like beat by hot shooting from James Madison, but to be point blank, I thought they out-hustled, out-toughed Michigan State. I thought they punked them and, like I said, had the right game plan, got in their shit, and really threw Michigan State out of everything they wanted to do. From the Michigan State side of things, there's a lot of stories here. Rotations being one story, shooting being another. This team was 1 for 20 from three-point range. Good luck winning a game ever shooting 1 for 20 from three-point range. Tyson Walker missed 6 free throws tonight. Now, he made 11. He was 11 for 17, got to the line a ton. But he missed 6 free throws tonight, a couple of them in the clutch, just like he did in the last game. Finished with 35 points. He had to do everything for this team. Everything offensively was Tyson Walker tonight. That's because Malik Hall and Jaden Akins, and for large stretches of the game, AJ Hoggard were nowhere to be found. And then the center position is what it is. It's messy as it's always been with Madi Sissoko and Carson Cooper. And we mentioned it at the top of the show, but Xavier Booker played 5 minutes in this game. He did not play a minute in the second half or in overtime. So obviously not the result you wanted to see. Let's just ask you point blank, how serious are the concerns after this game? Is this like full-blown panic, hang it up, the season's over? Or are you hanging in there believing there's still a really great team somewhere deep down under the surface?
I truly do think that there is somewhere deep down the surface a great Michigan State team, but I think that changes need to be made. And one of the main changes I think need to be made is that the younger guys need to have more of a chance. I get that the veteran guys are the ones that Izzo trusts. I guess I can't fault him for that. I mean, when you spend and you play so many games with these guys, you probably develop some type of trust just by seniority alone and that guy being around. But god damn, man, like it was truly hard to watch some of the vets during this game, man. It's just like, and I'm not even just pinpointing like the Malik and Madis, and I feel like that's who people think I'm pinpointing. Where was Jaden Akins in this game? Like, where was he? Like, he comes back, he's supposed to have this huge role. Where was he tonight? I did not notice him out there for a majority of the game. Where was AJ Hoggard at during this game? It's just like all these guys, all these upperclassmen disappeared in this game. And honestly, even the younger guys disappeared in this game. I thought Trey Holloman didn't have that great of a game. Carson Cooper didn't have that great of a game. No one played well except for Tyson. And that was it. And Tyson did everything. Tyson was the only one out there who wanted it. He got hurt at some point in the second half and kind of looked like he was hobbled. Still tried to put this team on his back. He was doing steals. He was getting to the line. Obviously, he missed some clutch ones. But if it wasn't for Tyson tonight, we lose this basketball game by 20. And it's not even close. So just a lot of soul searching has to be done by this Michigan State team. I think you also hit the nail on the head by saying they got punked. Like, this James Madison team got to every rebound. They got to every loose ball. They were talking shit. Like, it was just, they deserved to win this game, and they didn't even play that well in my eyes. Like, I thought this is a good James Madison team. I'll give them credit. And they didn't even play well, and they were still able to come into the Breslin and be the top 5 team in the country. So there's definitely need to be some changes that need to be made, but I don't know if Izzo's going to make those changes, to be honest with you. Like, I know the phrase is, if I was a betting man, well, damn it, I am a betting man. I don't know if those changes are coming. Like, I just don't understand how you see what's going on during that game and you don't zag a little bit and try to throw something different in there. Like, throw Xavier Booker out there for a little bit. Let him play through some mistakes. You let Marty and other guys on this team play through mistakes. Let Xavier Booker play through some mistakes. Let's see what he can do. In that game, there's no reason that Malik Hall should be playing more than Cohen Carr. Cohen Carr was playing better than Malik Hall in that game. He should have been in more than him. Cohen Carr's dunking that last one that Malik Hall missed that layup on. Honestly, and I hate to harp on players personally and what they're doing, but it's just like what Malik's doing right now is hurting the team. He is. What Marty's doing right now is hurting the team. And I'm not even talking just offense. Like, the defensive pick and roll thing was atrocious tonight. Pick and roll defense was absolutely atrocious. Rebounding was atrocious. And those are all things that we need our front court players to step up and do. And they just didn't do it tonight.
So here's my issue with this. You're right on pretty much everything you said. I think this was as bad as Michigan State can play, essentially. I don't know, man. As crazy as it sounds, like, I don't think this was a great Tyson Walker game. Like,
he was making a lot of winning plays, but like, he didn't shoot. Like,
yeah.
honestly, he didn't shoot that well. That first half was really bad by him, honestly.
I mean, he was 0 for 5 from 3. He missed 6 free throws. Like, to me, this was like a Tyson, I'm going to do everything in my power to put the team on my back and steal us a win we don't deserve game. And he almost did. Like, he had 6 steals. He had some big moments for sure. He had chances to win it individually where they kind of just, I mean, the last possession of regulation was like, give Tyson the ball, get out of the way. I think we both are okay with that. Like, I think we'd rather see Tyson with the ball and get out of his way than the ball in anybody else's hands at this point. But I don't know. Like, Tyson's the only guy who, outside of Cohen Carr, did anything notable tonight. I mean, I guess you can pick out, like, Jaden Akins had 11 rebounds and he had a couple moments where he like bully balled his way to the rim, but nobody could make a shot. The centers are abysmal. It's a disaster. Like, I don't think that's a stretch to use those type of words. Like, these guys are bad. These guys were bad all of last year. Just the difference is the team didn't have expectations of winning a national championship. This year's team, like, is supposed to. The problem is they didn't really upgrade anything, right? And we were told this freshman class was so special that everything got upgraded. But the starting center is not upgraded. It's not. The power forward spot is a huge step backwards from Joey Hauser. And no offense to Cohen Carr, who I think's been awesome thus far, but it's a step back from Joey Hauser, even if Cohen Carr's playing that position. Like, what Joey Hauser provided from a spacing perspective and from a rebounding perspective is essentially the two things this team doesn't have right now. And we might think Cohen Carr's better than Malik Hall at him because he is. We might think he's the best option in the front court because right now it looks like he is. But, like, Joey Hauser, it was so good. Like, I don't think at least until the end of the year Cohen Carr is even going to approach the type of impact that Joey Hauser had. So then you're just looking at, like, okay, is it depth that wins things for this game? Because I was told this is one of the deepest teams in the country. In fact, I think I used those words multiple times. Was this team is so good and so deep and everyone that plays is good. Except the problem is, like, the bench did nothing outside of Cohen Carr in this game. Like, go up and down the list here. Carson Cooper's the guy everyone wants to win the center spot. He had 0 points and 4 rebounds, 0 for 4 from the free throw line, didn't attempt a shot in 17 minutes. That's the guy who's supposed to be our starting center now? Like, he's not there. And Marty isn't either, but at least Marty had some catches and dunks in this game. Like, Trey Holloman right now is getting most of the backup guard minutes. And I mean, he got torched one-on-one on an island on the last play of the game. Trey Holloman's the only guy who hit a 3 tonight. He had 2 turnovers though. Like, to me, he's a bench guy that you don't really want playing. He's not better than any of the starting guards. So you don't want him cutting into minutes there. And then everybody keeps telling me Jeremy Fears is ready. He's ready. He's ready. Oh my God, he's ready. He's so good. He's ready. He had 1 point and 1 assist tonight in 12 minutes. Like he's just out there for me. Like he doesn't look out of place. It's not like when you see him have the ball, you're worried, but he's not ready from a Big Ten producing level, which is what you need if you're a national championship team. Like this isn't about let's bring the freshmen along. This is about like we need guys who are ready to win. And tonight, nobody on the roster from the top to the bottom outside of Tyson Walker and Cohen Carr was ready to contribute to a win at home against James Madison. That's horrifying to me. And I guess the larger question is it because everyone had a bad game? Is it because everyone struggled? Or is it more that like this is these guys? Because I wish I genuinely mean this. I wish I could look you in the camera and be like, it was just a bad game. This stuff's going to work out. They're not going to shoot that poorly again. My problem, which you've heard me say jokingly in the past, these teams have not been good. These teams have not been elite basketball teams built around this core of players. And I watched this team do. I think I said it last week. It's not fun for me to watch this team. What I really mean by that is like I don't think this team is that good on the court when Hall and Sissoko are in the game. Like I don't see it at all. There's no shooting. There's no rebounding. It's everyone just stand around and watch Tyson Walker go one-on-one. And like tonight, James Madison said, we're going to put 3 bodies on you the moment you drive. Like they left Malik Hall wide open. They left dudes wide open. And no one can make you pay except for Jaden Akins and Tyson Walker. And I don't know how you fix that because to me, there is no like guy you can point to that's like, this guy's ready or this guy's going to get better. Like, I guess that's Cohen Carr, but even Cohen Carr is not a shooter. Like he's not going to start making threes in December.
I'm trying to think how I want to word this. I think you're right. I think that there isn't another level for some of these guys. I think they are what they are. And if they continue to play the amount of minutes that they play, that's what you're going to get. Like, I don't think you could, what is the phrase? Like you do things a certain amount of times. It's just like, it's insanity at that point. Like, I just wonder if Coach Izzo is going to reach the point where he's like, these guys just might be what they are. And I got to see what I have with other guys. If you have all this talent and you have all these players, because I do think that I think this team has depth. And if they don't, prove it to me that they don't, but I'm not going to completely buy it because you're not even giving other dudes a chance to show you have that. Like, isn't the point of having depth when guys aren't playing well, you give other guys a chance? Isn't that the point of it?
Here's the thing, though. When we say, like, guys aren't being given a chance, that's just Xavier Booker, right? It's just Xavier Booker.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So we're to the point 1 game into the season where we're just like Xavier Booker's just not getting the chance he needs. I'm okay with saying that. In fact, I think I've been tweeting it like his minutes really matter to me. I wanted to see more. Izzo, just to call it what it is, by the way, Izzo flat out lied. Izzo hit the podium 4 days ago this week and said, yeah, he didn't play because he missed a shoot around. And the goal is for everybody to play less than 30 minutes so that Xavier Booker can play. Lie. He played 5 minutes tonight and Tyson Walker played 38 minutes in a loss while hurt, by the way, while like clearly limping for most of the game. Like this was absolutely not like we're not going to play our best players so we can get Xavier, but like, no, he doesn't trust Xavier Booker. And the shitty part, man, is even while I'm camping for Xavier Booker, I can see why he doesn't trust Xavier Booker.
Oh yeah, I can too, unfortunately.
So that's it. Like, that's my issue is like, if we're really going to sit here and be like, the coaches screwed this up, we have to have an answer we actually feel good about. And like, I would personally try more Booker, even despite the issues, but like Booker was giving up rebounds tonight. He wasn't playing hard. And the one thing you can't do if you're going to play for Tom Izzo is not play hard. So like, I'm just racking my brain trying to think of what the fix is. Cause you know me, I'd love to sit here and be like, it's the coach's fault this happened. I don't really think it is. Like, I think if we're blaming anyone from this game, it's like, hey, veterans who were down 15-1 to Tennessee 7 days ago. Like, hey, AJ Hoggard, who's pouting this whole game and not doing anything, like afraid to drive, just standing in the corner. Like, hey, Jaden Akins, who has not added shit to his game. He's the same guy. Like, hey, Malik Hall, who's visibly broken, but yet somehow the whole team keeps going to him in the clutch. We're giving Malik Hall post ISOs in a 1-possession game when you're supposed to have the best backcourt in the country, and we're going to that guy right now. Like, I have no idea what any of these vets are thinking. They've been horrendous through one exhibition in one game. And I don't think it should be point the fingers at the coaching staff. Like, he played Tyson Walker 38 minutes tonight. He's really supposed to tinker more? Like, the vets got to show up. They got to play better. And I don't know. Like I've said, I kind of think this is who they are, man. Like, obviously, they're good enough to beat James Madison. And if you play that game 20 times, I think they win it 18 of 20 because they just make more shots more often than not. But, like, this isn't a top 5 team in the country. It never was going to be around AJ Hoggard and Malik Hall and Mady Sissoko. Like, the whole premise was Xavier Booker had to be nasty for this team to actually be that good. And maybe they will be by March. But right now, he's not playing hard, and he's the 11th guy. So where does that leave you? Like, where is Michigan State a top 25 team right now? Like, what can you say confidently this Michigan State team is?
I can say confidently they're a top 25 team. They ain't a top 10 team.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay. KenPom has them 24 after tonight, for the record.
That sounds about right.
Which is just like, it's just so far from everything we were told all offseason, you know? Like,
yeah, I feel betrayed. I feel lied to. And I don't know if it's coming across like that. It should, because you also just threw out a KenPom ranking at me and I didn't even blink at it.
All right, can I do my first Michigan State prediction to you of the season?
Yep.
They're going to beat Duke. They're going to beat Duke. There you have it. They're going to beat Duke. We can come back to this a week from now.
Why?
I think guys are going to play better. I think the guys I just said need to look themselves in the mirror are going to play better.
Okay. I respect that. And you know what? They might play better. We're not beating Duke.
Okay. I tweeted about the parallax of AJ Hoggard.
Is that a real word, by the way?
Parallax? Yeah. I had to Google it. I
never heard it.
It's like I think it means depending on your perspective, you can see things two different ways. Like, there's two different perspectives looking at one thing. The AJ Hoggard parallax is like, you can't be good without him, but you can't be good with him. I think it applies perfectly. Like, you're kind of just stuck in this in the middle, right? We said you're in the middle. You got to find the middle. They're constantly in the middle, in the void now with AJ. Tonight he was horrendous, man. He killed I had a player prop parlay. I need 5 assists from AJ Hoggard. He had 3 with like 10 minutes left, plus 5 in overtime, and just he didn't want the ball. Like, I've never seen AJ Hoggard not want the ball.
And he was terrible defensively. He had an awful foul on a 3-point shooter in the corner, and then he closes out short to the best shooter in the gym. When we're like, it's just stuff you don't do as a guy when you have played so much basketball. You're supposed to be a vet, and you're supposed to be a leader, and you're supposed to have this chip on your shoulder, and you're supposed to tweet emojis, and people forget who you are and you am. And you do that, and you just are.
I want to ask this briefly, then I swear we'll move on to the next topic, so we have more to get to. Honestly, be honest with me on this. Does this backcourt work? Like, I know it worked last year, especially in the 3-game run in the NCAA tournament, right? Like, they played well. Everybody played well and it clicked. I'm not saying like there's not going to be games where it clicks and they look great. But like, there was so much talk about like, this is the best backcourt in the country. Like, that was a huge thing. And I'm like, the more I look at it, man, it felt a little clunky to me last year, even though it worked in the big moments. Like, it felt clunky at times. And you add an extra year of this where like we were told all 3 of these guys made these ridiculously unselfish decisions, which they did. I give them credit. They were all mature about it. They all came back for the greater good. Well, now the season's here. Like, Tyson Walker just played 38 minutes, shot 26 times, and scored 35 points. Jaden Akins still, I don't think, has the role he at least probably hoped he was going to get. And I think I don't know what to make of AJ right now. Is AJ Hoggard like upset about something? Is he not? Is that just who? Like, I'm confused. It feels clunky to me in general, and it feels like there's an added level of like, I don't want to say immaturity, but just this added level of mental shit that wasn't there last year. Does this backcourt work or not?
I think it works, but I think it works dependent on other things, I guess. Like, to me, when I think and looking back on it, the best backcourt should work no matter what. Like, I'm thinking, honestly, I was just watching the end of that USC game. Isaiah Collier and Boogie Ellis work no matter what are the three guys you put around them. I think it's somewhat contingent of what the 4 spot is with this Michigan State team to the backcourt working, because they need that space. Like, Joey gave this team space. You saw tonight, there was no space I mean, honestly, Tyson getting to the free throw line was kind of evident about how much spacing there just was because he was driving in 3 guys and they were fouling him, or he was hitting shots, or he was missing shots, but he was doing something to get him up, basically. But there was no spacing tonight. There was honestly no movement either. Like, the offense just looked really weird. And we were told all summer it shouldn't look weird because the backcourt's so great. And AJ Hoggard is this floor general, and he's one of the best point guards and one of the best passers in the country. And we looked awful offensively tonight outside of Tyson Walker. And even when Tyson Walker's offensive game, to me, looked ugly because it was just him going against 5 guys every single time.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of think, again, it's personnel based more than anything, but I don't think you can play 2 non-shooters at the 4 and the 5 together with AJ Hoggard. I just don't think you can do it, even if Tyson and Akins are there. And maybe if you play a stupid defensive team, you can, but like anyone with a good coach is just going to do what James Madison did tonight, which is like put 5 bodies in the paint and not let Tyson Walker drive. And I don't know, man. I don't know where that leaves AJ, because like obviously you can cycle the front court guys in and out. But again, the problem is like Cohen Carr's the one guy you would put in from the bench in the front court. He can't shoot at all. He's worse than the other 2 at shooting. So there's not enough shooting, man. I keep coming back to it. There's not enough shooting. And I don't know. Maybe this forces Izzo's hand on like Garrick Normand, as crazy as
I was just gonna say, like, not to sound crazy, but like that's what his MO is.
Yeah,
He's a shooter.
I heard he shot great. I mean, everybody shoots great in warmups, but like I heard the kid didn't miss at all in warmups tonight. So
Might be something to think about.
I've really been trying to think of like a radical solution to all that. Could you play Cohen Carr at the 5? Go small?
Honestly, the way that our bigs have been rebounding, I don't think it's the worst thing. I actually thought, outside of Cohen's ability to like dunk the ball, which is evident and moving off the ball, I thought defensively he was actually pretty good. He did get lost on those last 2 ones that hurt us, but I thought for the most part, defensively and rebounding wise, at least what my eye saw, he was pretty good. I know his rebound numbers might not add up on the actual statistics box score, but from what I saw, I just thought he was one of the better rebounders. So, and especially in this game, like, yes, JB Bickerstaff, sorry, not JB Bickerstaff, but Bickerstaff's son, who played for James Madison, I thought he was pretty dominant on the glass, but he wasn't necessarily like just an oversizing power. Like I thought like maybe Cohen Carr could actually have hung with him playing the 5 position.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's as many good bigs in the Big Ten as there have been in the past. So maybe like just embrace small ball's a thing. But again, I don't know how you embrace small ball without Xavier Booker, because even if you start Cohen Carr at the 5, you're still playing a non-shooter at the 4. And if you were going to go like crazy 4-guard lineup, like 4 guards in Cohen Carr, Trey Holloman's the guard you bring in and he can't shoot. So like they're just like, even none of the bench guys can shoot. That's my problem. Like, it's crazy to me that Cohen Carr and Trey Holloman just can't shoot, and those are your bench guys. Like, I don't know what you do with that when you already have 3 starters that can't shoot. It's crazy. It's a crazy formula. 2 very quick final questions, like speed round. Is Malik Hall completely broken? Yes or no?
Yes.
There's no coming back from it?
No.
That's really sad. I feel for him. You could tell he's just mentally shattered. I don't know if it's the injury or what, but like, this was who he was down the stretch of last year, and it clearly didn't get right in the summer, and that's really, really tough. And then last thing. It's the first week of March, like the final week of the regular season in Big Ten play. How many minutes is Xavier Booker playing?
Less than 10.
Then what happens? Is he in the NBA draft? Is he in the transfer portal? Is he back in Michigan State next year?
He's not back in Michigan State.
Draft or portal?
Either one.
Pick one.
Draft.
Okay. I think we could see a Kalel Ware path here. We'll see. I mean, at bare minimum, hopefully you get a year 2 out of him if that's really where this is headed. If he's playing 10 minutes or less, hopefully there's a path forward because I believe in the kid's talent. I really, really do. But the effort stuff was on display tonight, so I don't know what you do with that. All right, only up from here for Michigan State. Chin up, big fella. We got a long show.
You don't know that.
Listen, man, it's not like you're going to lose more than 13 games. AJ Hoggard doesn't do that.
I need a damn beer.
I wanted a cocktail before the show, and you told me we weren't drinking. Now here you are getting a beer.
I didn't want to, but like, golly, it's just like rehashing all this.
Can you walk upstairs to my kitchen and make me a cocktail right now?
Oh, it's just like this. The first 40 minutes of that, I just felt like I just took a gallon of peroxide and just poured it on my open wound.
Okay, can you tee up the Purdue game while I go get myself a beer? I'm not going to let you drink a beer on my own show without me.